Okay, for the first topic, I'm going to be talking about my review for the Tindler Swindler. And wow, was this a shocker? I mean, look, first of all, I do want to, you know, really just give all the credit for the brave women that willingly spoke out on their situation. Now, it's just watching, I was just completely mind blown and shocked at the number of financial losses they have suffered, and still they're paying their debts to this day, taking out loans of hundreds and thousands of dollars to pay a man who claims to be under threat and running away from his enemies. The man in question is Simon Leviev, and it's not just these three women, uh, Cecilia, Pernilla, and Aileen, who have spoken. Yes, they're the three women that spoke in the documentary about he has done this to so many victims. It's just crazy how he lives off their finances and has this lavish lifestyle with a fake alias while running away from his home country because of his war crimes. Now, this all happened as they explained, going through Tinder, and, he's a match and brainwashes them, hypnotizes them, he tells them, he loves them, flowers, wants to spend the rest of their lives with them, have a family, and then when he's in trouble, please, can you help me with this and this amount of money? It's just kind of crazy. I mean, to think that someone thinks it's okay to get away with it, fake aliases, and being the son of a wealthy entrepreneur or someone who LLD Diamonds Leviev, who have no relation with Simon. It's just crazy. Like, even seeing the psychological effects and how one of them almost committed suicide and needed to be admitted to psychiatric ward. I mean, it's crazy. Like, at the starting numbers, I don't remember it specifically. Like, what, $250,000 at one point, taking loans from American Express and like uh, 9 banks that these women have to pay debts to. Now, I do give them credit for the courage at some point, also speaking to journalists and photojournalists, giving them all the evidence, even though it was painful. And I do understand it. The archive footage, photos, text messages, voice notes, from a Norwegian newspaper called VG Newspaper that made the story public. So that's where the Tindler Swindler name came from, and I thought it was a very eye-popping subject. I mean, to think that also at one point he even made promises to pay them back, and all that he did was give them like fake watches and fake documents forged that are not approved or anything like that. It's just awful. I mean, really, but they should be credited for the bravery and the willingness to speak out. It just tells me also like how the mobile technology apps that we have today unfortunately can easily be used to an attacker's advantage against us in so many ways. So it's just I don't know, it's just kind of shocking, the kind of losses. I mean, knowing at the end how he has still gotten away with it and the debts they still have to pay to this day is crazy. The third woman, I think she's from Prague. I think her name is Aileen. What I really liked about her is that despite the horrifying situation she found herself in, what she did is like on eBay sell many different high value, lavish clothes, whether it's from Gucci or Prada or whomever. And then when he finds out about him, he goes crazy, he goes nuts, angry through WhatsApp voice notes, and still very upset. While upset at her, still like shaken by it, but she loves the fact that she drove him crazy. And even like, knowing the precise times she was going on a flight to Greece and helped police authorities get him captured is amazing, even though he went to prison for a separate charge, but not for this. So I mean, unfortunately, it's not the happy ending that they want. And, they all since then had to open a GoFundMe.com to help pay for their debts to the banks. It's just awful. And the effects it's had on their families. So, Yeah, the director for this documentary, Felicity Morris, if I'm correct, really did a great job. And I think it was in the end, she showed a small clip where he found out that they were filming this documentary and he threatened to sue her and everyone involved for defamation and lies. So it just shows how he's willing to protect himself, calling himself innocent. I mean, it's just terrible. And even like at one point, his own mother was in the documentary, but her face blurred on purpose to protect her. And even saying that she hasn't spoken to him or even heard from him since he was 18. So he's been running away, taking money, using money from innocent women through Tinder, lavish lifestyle, private jets, five-star restaurants, parties, also alongside his bodyguard and business partner, whether it's a diamonds business or some other kind of industry that he's made up. I mean, it's awful. This, now that I think about it, is it sort of like that Spielberg movie, Catch Me If You Can? Let me know if you think so. But otherwise, it's just terrible. I think, well, in comparison, it's not totally like that as he's trying to run away from his own family in that movie. But this is a more serious situation where Leviev really put a lot of women almost financially broke and in serious debt. So, I mean, it's just terrible. I'm just glad that the story is out and public from now on.